Good morning, Blue Jays. I've spent almost all of my life relatively indifferent to my first name. The only slight affinity for my name may be its uniqueness. For example, to my knowledge, there are no other Jeremys standing at this assembly. Over the past few months, however, I have been delighted to find a deep resonance with the story of the prophet Jeremiah. And I think the Lord wants this grace to be one that is shared with you, the student body. Jeremiah was called to an extraordinary mission in a time when God's people ignored the sacred laws that were given to them to fill them with God's very life, a life of real, intense joy. Instead, the Israelites at this time oppressed the poor, trusted in false prophets, and abandoned themselves in moral depravity. This is no different today. To be in the midst of a culture in which people have forgotten who they are and what they are for. God called to Jeremiah in the same way that he calls to each of us now as we begin this year. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I consecrated you. A prophet to the nations, I appointed you. At these words of deep intimacy with the Lord, Jeremiah shrinks from the Lord's invitation, saying, I am not ready. I have nothing to say. I am too young. Perhaps we all have a little of this belief within us as we begin this year together. Perhaps you're a little afraid to be who you truly are in God's eyes. Perhaps you've let other people who put you down to make themselves feel better convince you of your value. My brothers, you are infinitely valuable. That is how we, the faculty, strive to see you, just as God does. This year, do not cling to trivial things, thinking that your vocation to be a man of faith and a man for others is for the future, when you have a job or a family of your own. Your time at Jesuit is not just preparation for your calling. Now is the time of your calling. Granted, your playfulness and creativity are tremendous assets. They are a significant part of why the faculty has chosen the vocation of teaching you. Do not waste these gifts in immaturity. The Lord tells Jeremiah, do not say, I am too young. Do not be afraid of those to whom I send you, for I am with you. These words of the Lord are like lightning. It is natural to be afraid, but your formation at Jesuit will teach you to take the next step, no matter how you feel. Everything you have done to this moment has prepared you to become the man you were made to be. Being prepared is paramount. Feeling ready is irrelevant. This year, never let the thought, I am too young, hold you back from relentlessly pursuing God's greater glory. As artists are glorified in the works that they create, so is God glorified in your competence, your conscience, and your compassion. Pre-freshmen, who stand proudly at your first morning assembly, you are exactly where you need to be, no matter how you feel. Seniors, it is your time to lead. You have been prepared through years of formation. You know what is expected of you academically, and you know how to respond without taking shortcuts. You have experienced deep transformation at Kairos. How will you share the love that now dwells within you, the very love of Jesus Christ, with those who now look up to you? Your heart is constantly being renewed for this mission, especially through your service project. How will you lead others and inspire those who follow you to serve the suffering? Do not wait for the adults to organize opportunities to lead. Do not say, I am too young. Although you do not yet have the responsibilities of adulthood, you have your friends, your family, your classmates and teachers who are looking to you to be nothing less than your very best, to be what God made you to be, nothing more and certainly nothing less. All of you, in every grade level, have so much goodness within you. I'm constantly amazed at your raw talent. In your time at Jesuit, it is your task to stop being the passive recipients of your parents' love and to actively contribute to building up your family. Put your phone down and engage. At school, do not hold each other back. As gold is refined by fire, so should each of you be refined by the goodness of your classmates. This is your school. The fate of this school year is in your hands. Being prepared is paramount. Feeling ready is irrelevant. Do not say, I am too young. Let us together make this the best year yet for building up the kingdom of God at Carrollton and Banks. I have full confidence that you can do it. This concludes this morning's assembly.